And although I promised, I don't really want to make this one a really long one. It's Easter, and I'm trying to get some stuff done. And so, but I wanted to. Hey, Sherilyn, I hope you're feeling better. Why don't you have a wrench? Oh. Okay. I fixed it. I don't know either. It wasn't clicked. Anyway, again, make sure if anything weird happens to give me time to take screenshots. And I'll try and keep abreast of the conversation. There's this big push from Mesner, aka Johnny Dub, to take the idiots from Sewertown down, to take their stuff off of the internet. That's the email that you see in the profile picture. I just want to make it clear that, first of all, I'm not involved with any of that. I'm not involved. I'm not concerned even in the least. And in fact, I would like to point out that it is actually not in my best interest. Because now all of their stuff is disappearing. All of their weird ass shit that they were dancing around with and acting like they were idiots with. Now that stuff is gone. And so it's not even in my best interest to do it. But I just want to make that quite clear that I have nothing to involve. Hey everyone, happy Easter. We're all playing a different game. Mesner and his group are trying to hide their secrets and keep all their secrets quiet. And their whole group that hides in the darkness is just all eager to shut survivors up and blah, 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 blah. And so they're really focused on the internet and trying to do everything they can to keep their secrets quiet. Hold on. However, my game is different. My game is that they're just going to get claimed. That's what's going to happen. The sun is hitting us with so many coronal mass injections. We would be better off if it hit us with solar flares. But it's hitting us with so many CMEs that's what's causing all of these earthquakes to wake up. That's what's causing the earth, all these volcanoes to wake up. It's causing the volcanoes to wake up, and the earth is shifting, and we're getting earthquakes because the radiation and the heat is inundating the planet, and it's affecting everything. They want to hide their shit, which is what they always have done. They want to hide their shit. But heaven is about ready to burn their shit up. So, because as we get hit with CMEs, it's making the satellites descend. They can't keep orbit with all the heat and radiation. They keep dropping orbit, and then they have to propel them back up, and we're losing a lot of stuff. The life as we know it is about ready to come to an end. Heaven is using the sun to fry the shit out of us. They are fighting for a world that is already over. They want to do whatever nasty shit they want to do, and they're going to do that. And they're going to play these intrigues, and they're going to play these games, and they're going to think that they're all the shit that they keep quiet. And so if they can convince the public, then it's a done deal. They're saved. However, Death is coming for us all. It is only a matter of time before one of these super volcanoes blows. It's only a matter of time. They're already waking up. And the sun isn't getting better, it's actually getting worse. The coronal hole, they thought it was smaller this time when it came around the 8th time. It isn't smaller, it's widened. And so everything is done. And so they're fighting to keep their secrets in a world, and I've never really understood why they have fought so hard. It has been my experience with Nebraska State Patrolman John Pankinen and the Omaha Police and the Algona Police and Shelby County, Iowa Sheriff Neil Gross and his department. The cops are always involved helping them because it's government. They're always helping them. So the cops aren't going to investigate shit. So therefore, it's never going to get to the prosecuting attorneys who aren't going to do shit either. So then it's not going to get in front of the judges who obviously won't do shit. And so it just is a whirlwind that goes nowhere. But I knew that it was a whirlwind that went nowhere from the very beginning. I knew that. That's the reason why I never focused on it. And so we're at the end. And all of their shit is about getting ready. What is before them is worse than they can ever conceptualize. The dark is here. And death is coming. It's already coming for so many. It's just that I think it's going to reach out on a much larger scale. And so if we're not playing two different games, then we're on two different playing fields. I'll just put it that way. My focus is what's coming. What's here to claim them. I don't give a shit about all their little fucking intrigue. They can take all their shit down off of the internet. It doesn't negate that it was said. It doesn't negate anything. It certainly doesn't negate the darkness inside of them. They think that they're the powerful ones because they've been able to do whatever they've wanted to do and never pay a day's price. Who's going to actually get them? But it's over and done with. All of this bullshit and all of these games that they play, when technology goes down, and with the sun doing what it is, it's only a matter of time. Their game isn't even going to be able to be played anymore. It won't make any difference. That's what's so interesting about this. And it's not going to happen like a Hollywood movie all at once. Everything that is happening revolving the perimeter of their intent and their games. Their shit is being returned to them. And one of the key things to this group is anticipation makes the blood sweeter. Fear and pain make the blood sweeter. That's what it was all about with blood rituals. No one was staying young. It was a drug that they were consuming in the blood that was full of endorphins. Basically, it's not that hard to figure out. But the parameters of their own game and their own intent are being returned to them just as they gave them out. It's going to take a while because anticipation makes the blood sweeter. So they're focused on one thing, I'm focused on another. And I really at this point don't care because they're fucked. What's coming is coming. There's no way to evade it. It's right in front of us. And their stupid shit is not going to make a difference in the end. It's certainly not going to save them in the way that they need saving. So, with that said, it's Easter. And I hate to do this, but I'm working on stuff, and I want to continue on that. Everything that's been said everything that has needed to be said has been said. You know, that's how I look at it. Everything's been said. They're going to play their games. They're going to play them like they always do. And it's all going to be all this intrigue and all this bullshit and chaos and mental illness. I mean, this shit's mentally ill. It's just, it defies words. But it doesn't make any difference anymore. It doesn't. And they're too stupid to recognize it. They'll never see it. For those of you who are inclined, you know what I'm talking about. Do yourselves a favor and fill your hearts with love. Don't take anything for granted. If you are sure you are saved, there is a huge chance that you are not. And so keep that in mind. You know, humility and never really being sure. But that's the Easter message. Save your souls, because the time is almost up. And as soon as we take our last breath, the whole forgiveness and redemption clause is over. And what's replacing it is accountability and retribution. That's what's in the dark. Unless you have your hearts filled with love, then you get to ascend. It's that simple. You know, it's that simple. And a lot of people do not have their hearts filled with love. And they ain't going to like the consequences. They ain't going to like the results of their behavior. They think they're okay right now. But I assure them they aren't. You know? Again, in the end, 4 little words. I told you so. Just remember. I told you so. But with that said, happy Easter. Go look for eggs or worship the Easter Bunny or whatever people do anymore. This is the crescendo of their shit. So I figured they wanted a war with heaven. Heaven is giving them a war. They are getting exactly what they have worked so hard for so long for. They're getting exactly what they wanted. They wanted a war with heaven. They're getting a war with heaven. And that war has already been won. They've already lost. But they're too stupid to realize it. And they can take all the shit offline that they want or can. And they can play all the games and send emails and do all their fucking intrigue and all their shit in the shadows all they want. But it's not going to save them. And it's not saving them now. And I think some of them are actually starting to wake up to this. You know, I have to just remind everyone where I stand with Doug Mesner as Johnny Dub. It was but a year ago that he came to me as chief handler on X, on Twitter, and offered me any amount of money I wanted if I would just stop. And when I told him to shove his money up his ass, he told me, well, I have other things other than money. He wanted to give me anything he could to make me stop. Now he wants to act all big and bad because he hides behind fucking names and aliases and fake accounts and all this other shit, just like they all do. It isn't gonna fucking save them. And it is exactly what I told Mesner. This isn't even the prelude to the prelude to the prelude. It hasn't even yet begun in earnest. And there's no way to stop it. You know? It's like a freight train. And they're about ready to realize that you may not have had to pay a day's price for the evil shit that you did, but all eternity now waits. And so, with that said, happy Easter.